It's time to start the channel. I think I've sat on the sidelines long enough, and it's time to throw my hat in the ring and give my opinions that people may or may not want to listen to. But there's just so much crazy people on the internet these days, so much like just immoral crap, and I feel like people need the counterbalance to that, and I hope to add that by giving my opinion and advice if anyone will take it. So let's get into it. This is about an influencer who basically was, I don't know, trying to go for the win or try to own somebody. And we'll watch Abba Preach's perspective. I'm not quick to find the start of the fresh things yet, but we'll make a Discord for that. So if you guys want to help me out later, like, hey, this is the talked over version, so I can take a look at it too. So I don't have to go find other people's videos. But I'm gonna be giving credit to Abba and Preach in the bottom because this is their video and I'm reacting to their video while they're reacting to this clip.
As like some kind of TikTok debater.
If I was dumb enough to send my kid in, it's no different than a baby commercial for diapers.
Can you answer my question? Do you think that you have the right to consent to 65-year-old men looking at your son while he's naked?
I wouldn't allow it.
I just can't with this video. I'm like already trying to be like, it's just dumbfounded, like how this guy thinks he's in the right, trying to dox this guy who's like, no, I'm not gonna allow my kid, and he's basically like, I wouldn't consent to that.
Do you think
That's
that
my
you have the right?
father.
Do you think that you have the right to allow it? Do you think if you did allow it, that you would be violating the consent of your child?
They have no choice in the matter whatsoever. It's
Kids can't consent. That's the whole thing. You wouldn't allow your kid to be in that situation whatsoever because they can't consent on their own. And so you need to be involved to prevent these kind of people from finding your kid. Like, it's important that you know who they're talking to online. And honestly, in my opinion, you shouldn't even give your kids a phone until they're like at least 16 or something, where you can sit down and be like, hey, here's the dangers of the internet. Here's what to expect. Here's what to watch out. Here's how to travel safely through the internet, because it's not the same as it was in like 2004. The internet's changed a lot. It's so much more dangerous, and there's so many more predators. Everybody's on it now. It's a wild place. It's all trying to capture your mind in one way or another of dopamine. It's a dangerous place, and it's hard to navigate, and you have to be able to teach your kids the proper way of navigating the world that way. And offside tangent, like, it's also important to teach your kids how to like function the world, like job applications and other things like that. Like, all these things need to be taught, because you're going in blind into these kind of things, you're in for a rough time.
my decision as the parent, and I wouldn't put my kid in that situation. That's why I think pageants are weird in the first place. I would never.
He said he wouldn't put his kid in that the situation whatsoever. And this guy thinks he's onto something. Not these guys, but the guy on the last video.
He ends the call there. That ends the debate, I guess, with this guy.
Yeah, but he overreacted, I think.
Keep watching.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I think that you don't deserve to have any custodial rights over your child. So for those watching, their handle is Goatman9.
There are literally people out there who think this way. This guy obviously wasn't listening to what the guy was saying, and he's thinking that he has this. He thinks he's like doing like a crusader's work. It's like, I'm ridding evil and dealing with pedo, but he's not even dealing with pedo. I feel like doxing needs to have a heavy punishment. It is, in this day and age, it is so dangerous to get doxed. There are so many crazy people who are willing just to go to that person's house and do horrible things, violence, murder, all that stuff, because they think in some sort of way that they are righteous and do it. They just want to. You shouldn't dox people. It should be used as a weapon, and you definitely shouldn't use CPS as a weapon against people unless you know for a fact bad things are happening in that household. CPS is an amazing resource, but if you're going to spend time wasting it on false positives, you're part of the problem. But this guy being so sure that he's like scored. Okay, let me give you an example. This is why it pisses me off. My partner and I have kids. Their grandmother is insane. She is manipulative, controlling, narcissistic. She's not allowed to see them anymore. She's not allowed to be around them. And since she couldn't get her way, she decided the best thing she could do was call CPS every week for months straight, trying to cause some sort of problem because she wasn't getting her way. We have a good house. Things are fine. We function well. We're a well knit family. We communicate well. So CPS shows up and there's like, yeah, we get these all the time. Our time is wasted all the time, but they have to check. It's important they check. I'm glad they checked, but it is often used as a weapon.
1096. It's gonna be their handle. If there happens to be anybody in here that's good at has like facial recognition software, or
you can find me. It's fine. Nothing I said was wrong.
Okay,
I just said that the kid doesn't get to make the decision.
What's your name?
I would never put them in that situation.
Okay, what's your name?
And why are you trying to dox people, dude? That's weird.
Because I want to find who you are so I could call CPS and have them take your child away from you.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you would like to try to do that.
Yes, I would. So
they would never even do it. That's the best part.
Okay. What's your name?
I would take the part, and I have a witness sitting here who's heard me say I would never put my child in that situation.
Okay. So what's your name?
So don't worry. Move the goalpost too, by the way.
So you said that you think that
the delusion. I have to think either he had to misheard, or he literally thinks that children can't have consent or something. But he's so sure of himself that he's caught a predator that he isn't even doing the diligence to go back and check. Like, whoa, you just said this. Let me re-listen to what was just said. No, he's so sure of it. He immediately goes to dox. He immediately goes attacking. He thinks he's being a hero. In reality, he's just being the biggest dumbass in the world, thinking that he's on some righteous fucking crusade.
parents have every right to exploit and traffic their children.
That's not what he said.
That's not what I said.
That's not what he said. That's why I'm saying he's overreacting, dude. It's not even him talking. It's his triggers.
No, that's not what I said.
So I'm not going to debate it with you. That is what you said.
Yeah, he's got a point. The kid's triggered. He's so caught up in thinking that he's hooked a bad one that he has not been paying attention anymore. And this is a dumb way to ruin your career. I don't know anything about this guy. If you want to comment down below, it says Dean Withers. What is he known for? Okay. Withers gained prominence starting in 2003, challenging the conservative viewpoints on social issues through debates shared via TikTok. In 2004, he was featured on Drew Blea's Media YouTube series Surrounded, where he engaged in political debates. So he's a debate bro. Okay. And he's left leaning by the looks of it. Withers began sharing political content on social media in 2022 on issues such as abortions, LGBTQ rights, leading up to 2004 United States presidential election. Jubilee featured, I gotta say this kid is like, how big is he anyways? It's 3.6 million TikTok followers. Okay. This is why due diligence is important. Don't be a Hassan. Don't be a Twitter guy to fact check. You need to fact check things. You need to be sure of your position. If you're going to argue it, you need to clarify things. You don't need to rush into it. Debate bros, and what he's going for, he's looking for the win. He's looking for the trap, and he thought he heard it, or he believes he's heard it, and he's going in like a hawk right now, trying to get the guy.
So I just putting this out there for anybody. Feel free to take his profile picture. Maybe you could go on to TikTok.com/his handle. You could save his profile picture, run it through some reverse image search. Maybe it will link back to a Facebook or something where you can.
By the way, I should say, you should never mobilize your audience like this to go attack people. Highly unethical. You don't know the individuals. You don't know where they're going to do. You don't know the outcomes of things. People do crazy stuff. You just don't do that. And some people are so comfortable of doing that. And I'm not even sure exactly if it's against the law or something like that, but I know calls to action for violence is against the law and can get you in trouble. I feel like when you dox somebody, depending on the context, it should be argued as call to action, because you can go with like, hey, I'm ignorant. I didn't know they were going to do that. I didn't know they were going to do that. I'm ignorant to it. But so many times, again and again, in case after case, has shown that people use it for nefarious things. I wonder what the internet laws are going to look like in the future. I honestly worry about what they're going to look like, because it's probably not going to be as fun and free the internet's been, because people are not responsible enough to have this privilege. There's going to be some crazy government laws put in place in the next 20 years, sooner even.
Could find his name, and if you do find said information, that's public, by the way.
You're more than welcome
Feel
to.
free
There's
to
nothing
feel
wrong
free
with
to
what I
take that
said.
information and report it to CPS. Feel free to take that information and report it to like law authorities in his area. Feel free to take that information and report it to maybe his local CPS, etc. Child Protective Care, Child Protective Services. Feel free to do that. I'll go ahead and leave him on the live for around another 20 or 30 seconds here before we kick him, just so you guys.
Yo.